Classics F1 2013. In this mode, you'll have the opportunity to race classic Formula One cars from different eras in a number of different game modes.
Thanks for that, Murray. Yes, it's Tony G23 here on the Classics mode of F1 2013. Now, I did like this mode. I am fond to classic cars because compared to like the high-tech rocket ships of today, these cars were more simple. They were just easier to understand. They were harder to drive, but they were easier to understand how they worked and all that, which I kind of liked. So today we are going to be using possibly my favourite of all classic cars, all classic F1 cars ever. The McLaren MP44. I love this car. I've actually seen it at Goodwood as well, being driven up by the hill by his nephew, Bruno Senna. So yeah, we've got both original drivers on this mod as well. We're going to use the late great Ayrton Senna for this mini championship we'll be doing. So we're going to do 5 laps for each race. It's a mini championship. I don't want it to be 100% races all the time. So on to tracks now. So hang on. So after looking up on Wikipedia, tracks used in the 1988 season, we've got the following, which you can see on the screen now. Now there are some changes. Schiefermann, which is Brands Hatch, I don't think featured in the championship, nor did the Nürburgring. There was a German GP there in the 1988 season, but that was held at the Hockenheim, sorry. And I don't think Jerez was on there either, but also Melbourne, where we'll be finishing off. The Australian Grand Prix was held at Adelaide. So here we are at the Sao Paulo circuit. I can never pronounce the official name of this track. We do have a few more mods installed, as you will see throughout. So we're here in the garage at the moment. We're just going to go through the setup quickly, as you can see on the screen there. The mod we have installed with this is like a classic track mod. So basically moves all the modern day sponsoring and replaces them more in the classics, classic sponsoring. So like you see in the old days. So we're going to head out onto the grid now. Just with waiting, just loading up now. Come on. Here we are. We've got Michael Schumacher in pole position, which is hideously unrealistic because he never competed in the classics. Our teammate Alain Prost there in 6th, and us in 9th. What's going on with you, game? But anyway, we're revving up to 5 red lights on the grids. You will see some changes in the sponsorship on the cars as well. That's a mod I added. So all the sponsoring here is purely for nostalgic sake. I do not condone any smoking or drinking. I will say that here and now. But coming through the Senna S complex, we take Alain Jones. We nearly ran into the back of Emerson Fittipaldi there. I should say I'm sorry if I pronounce these names wrong. I'm so sorry. But we are just cruising past Keke Rosberg there. I nearly said Nico. But we also take the 2 Lotus 98Ts, which Ayrton Senna also drove. So, and I've not been bothered to change that, because I do like the Lotus. But right now we're chasing down after Gerhard Berger in the other Ferrari, who got a really bad start. We throw it up the inside off the track slightly, but we don't get an illegal overtake, and we're going around the outside of our teammate there, going around the outside of Alain Prost, also off the track there, coming up against Hill, throwing it up the inside. This is basically classic F1, but we let Hill go. We're coming basically onto the final corner of the track here. Off the track, we run into the back of Hill, and Hill partially sideways. We do pass him, but we're not going to let him. He's not going to come back through. What was I thinking? So we're just going to run it down to the line now, proper maxing out the rev limiter there. Now coming on to the second lap, we're going to cut to a quick replay, because in the background you see Gerhard Berger going into the wall there. he was able to rejoin. He didn't retire, so that's pretty decent. But we're just coming down onto the back straight now, chasing after Nigel Mansell, Red 5 as some people called him, because he used to have a Red 5 on his car. No imagination to that nickname there. We got closed down about 3 seconds to him. We've got 3 seconds back to Fittipaldi in the Lotus. So I should also mention I do not know the names of any of these corners. The only one I know is really the Senna S, and that's about it. The rest of them, my mind draws a blank as we have a bit of an oversteer moment there, going off the track, and coming into the next corner, missing the apex slightly. Yeah, I do not know any of these corner names, so I do apologise. But we have closed down to Mansell to 1.7 seconds, and still chasing after him. Coming down onto the back straight now, about to complete our second lap. Just coming into top gear now, 14 seconds faster than our previous lap because we were at a standstill. So coming through the Senna S again, we're all over the back of Nigel Mansell as we set the fastest lap of the race at 1:15.713. Let's now go into detail there. We're all over Nigel Mansell's slipstream. We're pulling alongside him. We hit him. He's sideways again, just like Damon Hill. We do get a warning for causing a collision, but we're gonna let him back through, because I don't want people to complain to me about how I'm a bad driver. But now looking back, I reckon I should have done the same for Damon Hill. So we've now got to close back up around 2 seconds to Mansell. But on the exit of this corner here, we just have so much grip compared to the AI. It's actually quite surprising. It's like that really long snail section at Shanghai on F1 2010. But we close up to Mansell again, 0.6 of a second from about 1 or 2. Just through that section, because we are so OP on that corner. We switch it up into Richmond. We're pulling it up to the inside, and it's an easy overtake on Nigel Mansell. We got 3.7 seconds close to Schumacher. As we come on to the 4th lap of the race, we've got one more lap after this. Coming through the Senna S again. How many times am I going to say that? I'm not sure, but we ran a tad wide on the exit. Really not much going on here. We've closed down to Schumacher again, running tad wide. We've got 2 seconds to close down. 1.5 back to Mansell, running wide again. These 1980s cars can be a tad tricky to handle. You have to get on top of it, otherwise you will spin out. Mansell's all over the back of us, as you saw by the proximity arrows just flashing up there. But here's the OP section. We get so much grip out of that corner. It's unbearable. So yeah, it was 2 seconds at the 2 seconds at the previous split. Now it's 1.2. So we didn't close up as much as I thought we would in that sector, but we did pull away from Mansell a considerable amount. So just coming down onto the start straight now. There is no grandstand on the right, as I've just realised. There normally is on the modern circuit. Yes. So coming through, we're on to our final lap now. We're chasing after Michael Schumacher in the Ferrari 87-88C as the sparks get kicked up from his car there. Now that I like. And we throw it up his inside. He goes wide. He brake checks us as well, like as a punishment or something. I'm not sure, but a very cheeky move there from both of us. Now, still, we've gone wide, hideously wide. We've gone to Jehovah and back. Oh dear, I watched too much X-Matty G. So we're going to throw it up the inside of Michael Schumacher. This is for the race win. We do get the move done. No contact. Hopefully, I'm not sure. I didn't bother checking the replay. So we're in the lead. We've got 0.5 of a second. We need a good exit off this corner here. And away we go. So that should be the race win done. and we weave the wheel about in celebration, and there we go, 25 points in the bag. Get in there. There we have it, guys, the Brazilian Grand Prix, won by Ayrton Senna. Michael Schumacher comes second by nearly half a second. Nigel Mansell takes out third place. In the championship, is basically just a rerun of the race results, as this is the first race. And in the championship, McLaren take an early lead, followed by the Williams and the Ferrari. Lotus and the 1980s Williams bringing up the rear, unfortunately. I'm hoping they can do better in the following couple of races. But anyway, guys, I'm Tony G23, and I will leave you here. I hope to see you for the next episode of Classic Championship Mode. Goodbye.